Who's right? Who's wrong? You decide. Hash it out with Frank Garay and Brian Stevens. Brought to you by Redmond Wholesale.
Hi, I'm Carl Markman with Redmond Wholesale. We're incredibly proud of our history of educating and partnering with the broker and banker community to prepare you for what's next. We've always been committed to same-day turn times on initial underwrites, which allows us to earn your business each and every day. We're happy to sponsor the following program.
Hello, my name is Brian Stevens. This here is Frank Garay, and welcome to another edition of Hash It Out. Today we're going to be talking about an app. It's called Kik, K-I-K, and if you haven't heard about it, a lot of young people are using the site to go to bars to find other people to hook up with to go have one-night stands with.
Really?
Well, no, that's what some people think.
Oh.
The truth of the matter is, you have no idea what I'm talking about because
don't.
you've never heard of Kik.
Right.
Exactly. The point is, Kik is a way of communicating with another person without giving up your personal information. It allows you to speak with somebody, communicate with them in complete and total anonymity.
Really?
You may or may not know this, but there are millions upon millions of people right now who are using Kik as a form of communication. You may also not know that there's a site called Pinterest. There's a site called Tumblr. I'm sure you've heard of Twitter, but maybe you don't have an account. Everybody knows what Facebook is. Here's the point, guys, and you can really figure this out if you want to check me out on one of my Google Hangouts. If you show up, though, I'm going to put a mustache on you. If that makes no sense, there's a good chance that you don't understand the latest language of your business. And that language, my friends, is not French, English, or German. It's the language of technology. And without speaking the language of technology, you are alienating yourself from the next generation of people who are going to buy homes and need your services, which, of course, is loans. Frank?
Okay, so the reason that we're bringing this up is Brian had an interesting conversation with his 16-year-old son, who of course has a smartphone, and he got curious and he just asked him, he goes, hey man, how often do you actually use the phone to actually speak on like a telephone? How often do you do that? Because he's on the phone constantly, 24/7, and he said, you know, only when you and mom call. I really want you to think about that. Yeah. The younger generation, right, they don't even look at a smartphone as a telephone. We look at it that way because that's what we grew up on. We had phones plugged into the walls with rotary dials, you know what I mean? And then eventually you could walk around the house wirelessly. Then eventually you could go outside and you could talk, but we still looked at it as a phone.
That's our
we
history.
looked at it as talking on it. The young people don't look at it that way, so and that's how they're commuting all day long. But here would be where I'm gonna step in and kind of argue with you a little bit. Okay. So what? So what if that's the way that they communicate? Is that really something that I need to do to get more loans, to get more real estate deals? You know, I don't think so. I think I can get by with email, I think I can get by with mailers, and I think I can get by with actually talking to people on the phone still. And that's me. That's just how I feel. But then again, I am 54 years old.
Right.
Okay,
right.
You know what I mean? And that's what I know. And maybe I can be successful. But do you really think that using the Snapchat stuff and things like that on a professional level is going to bear some fruit or some success?
I'll give you this.
What?
Maybe not. I'll give you that. Maybe not. For a lot of people out there, engaging in technology is going to have a steep learning curve, which is going to be time-consuming and cumbersome when they could really be out there talking with people. I totally understand that and accept it. What I do know for sure is that technology and communication is vital to our industry. Technology and using technology to communicate is going to get harder every single day progressively. So today is the easiest day to learn new means of communication of technology that you will ever have, because tomorrow and the next day and progressively it will continue to go forward. Here's my point. My point is that when you're gonna put together a marketing strategy as a loan officer or real estate agent, you need to look at cost and leverage. Cost and leverage is what it's all about. How much is this going to cost me, and whose databases or how many people can I leverage at that cost? Now, if you have a pool of 10,000 people and there's 10,000 loan officers, there's not a whole bunch of leverage in there.
Right.
If you have a pool of 5,000 people and there's 4 loan officers, it's a smaller pool, but better leverage.
Right.
So leverage is what your real benefit by engaging technology now is going to be.
Yeah.
You'll be one of few people in your demographic. The average age of a loan officer right now is right around 57 years old. Your average 57-year-old doesn't understand what Tumblr is or what Kik is or any of these other sites. They're not using them.
Right.
So your ability to leverage the younger generations, the millennials, the ones who are on the fence right now, who we're not communicating well with, it increases dramatically if you do jump into this arena. And my other point is 2, you might actually enjoy some of these sites, okay? Because
true.
some of them are actually kind of fun.
Yeah.
And the third point is this: you're fighting back. You're fighting back. You're not getting a nose job. You're not getting a personal trainer. You're not dressing like your kids. You're fighting back in the way that you should by engaging your industry in technology and learning to roll with the younger and newer generations in a way that's age appropriate for you. It's a good idea.
It's certainly something to really look into. You brought it up, the average age of a loan officer right now, I think it's actually 54, and a real estate agent is 57.
Yeah.
And so for us to be able to dive in and pick up some of these sites and learn how to operate within them and communicate with them is really important, because you yourselves, if you go out and ask your children, maybe you've got some kids in college, for goodness sakes,
Yeah.
right, who have just graduated college, possibly I do, and ask them, like Brian did, how much time do you spend actually, ear and mouth on the phone with their phones? And I think you'll be shocked to learn
Yeah.
that it's only with you. And for the most part, they're communicating with everybody else in different ways. So clearly, I get it. We do need to find how to get in that mix and how to get our message through. That's the real challenge.
And
how to get our message, how to get in, how to get our message through. In the meantime, I think I can still do okay. But the truth is, I'm fading out, man. If I want to stick it out another 10, 15 years in this industry, I guess I will agree with you. I have to start looking at some of this stuff and understand, how do I intermingle my message into this crazy new way of communicating?
Yeah, it's one of the things that my son said. I said, how often do you talk on your phone? He goes, actually talk on the phone? And we talked about this. I bring my history of what a telephone is. You bring your history of what a telephone is. Our kids, they don't bring that history to what a telephone is. A telephone is a means of communication. It's not actually speaking. They speak in communal groups, in packs,
Yeah, in
really.
packs.
And so they have a different definition for the same word. They've taken the word phone and it's evolved into something that's completely foreign to us. Until we kind of let go of all of our own histories that
Yeah.
we have and traditions we have with the phone and start looking at this a little bit differently in just a form of communication. And once we open that up, then maybe we can start to find some personal solutions to these problems. And I'll tell you, if you do it, your business will benefit from it.
Okay, well, we're running kind of long here. We'll let you guys go. Let us know your thoughts down below on this, and if you've done anything with any of these new sites, how it's worked for you or whatever, because I know everybody would like to hear about that. With that, you guys have a great week. We'll catch you next week here on Hash It Out.
And then pin it.
Pin it. Kick it. I don't even know what that is.
Later.
Pathetic.
What's the ultimate measure of a wholesale lender? Commitment. Remen Wholesale is committed to our broker partners. It's why we provide a huge educational platform offering everything from webinars to seminars to individualized training tools and the program you just watched. We understand that our role is to make you look great in front of your customers and referral sources so you can earn more business and increase your income. Find out more at RemenWholesale.com.
This is Mortgage News Network.